morning, good afternoon, guys. We're back for another Geek Tavern. As always, it's me, Shawn. I'm joined by Mike.
Hello.
And Aaron.
Hey.
And we have a special guest with us today, Dustin.
Hello. It's a pleasure.
You may remember him from the original Geek Tavern podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. I was here at the beginning.
Yes.
And then I stopped doing it.
Our founders.
And I was like, nope, not doing that. I had a baby. So, I mean, I just got busier in light.
And now you have two, so.
Yeah, now I have two. And here I am. I was like, I don't need those kids.
This is just the alternate universe, and we're doing a crossover episode.
It's the what if. It's the what if episode.
Yep. Just as you get out, you get pulled back in.
Yes.
I don't think I watched anything. Well, we watched that movie yesterday, Where the Wilder People Are.
That was a
Netflix.
good movie. I like that. Taika Waititi is becoming one of my favorite current directors.
Huh. Yeah, this was a film he made before his Marvel Cinematic Universe fame. So
And Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
IG-11.
Well, are we just going to list his entire
we're just gonna.
filmography?
Yeah, I have it up right now.
Everything
I'll just read it all off. Born in.
But I
when
think
we learned what burger rings are.
Yeah, it's a New Zealand and
do you guys know
Australia.
what
What's a burger ring?
So, like, during the funeral scene of this, Taika Waititi kept saying about burger rings, and we're like, what the hell's a burger ring? Like, is it like what they call Burger King over there?
I thought it was going to be like onion rings or something.
They are. They're
Yeah.
essentially Funyuns that are burger flavored.
Huh.
And they're just called burger rings. And you can get them in different flavors, too, but they're just called burger rings.
Wait, if they're in a different flavor, why would they still be called burger rings? That
Different
makes no
cultures.
sense.
Well, they're burger rings, but then they have, like, barbecue flavor, like bacon cheddar flavor. Like, it's like their version of, like, Lay's. They're just in, like, you just get them all, like, in different flavors and shit.
Cultures are weird.
They are.
Do you guys
Especially
know that-
over in the bush.
Oh, especially here, where we're from. Do you guys know? Do you guys know that the rest of America doesn't put French fries on their salads?
Really?
Yeah, no.
Wait,
That's
the
like,
rest of America?
Yeah, like the rest of America. That's a Pittsburgh thing.
Oh?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep, that's kind of branched out to here.
Today
Because
I
I
learned.
have a bunch of friends that aren't from Pennsylvania, and I French fries on the salad, and they're like, "What? You put French fries on your salads?"
It's amazing.
I just thought that was like a normal thing.
No,
Wow.
I wonder if that was made famous by the Permane Brothers sandwiches.
Yeah, it's probably something.
And then
related
it's
to
just
that.
like, well, fries are so good on a... I guess you don't really... It's not really a burger, but it's so good on a burger, put it on a salad.
Do you remember when Sheets started, like, if you get the MTOs where they're like, would you like to add egg or fries to your burger?
you
And
can
I'm
add
like,
it to whatever
fries?
you
I
want.
put
I'm
fries
like,
on my
yes,
subs
I do.
now.
No, like, I used to get it. The MTO burgers at Sheets, I'd be like, fries? Yes. And like, click that. I'm like, of course I want fries on
Welcome to Food with Geek Tavern.
it. Food Tavern.
This is a tavern, right? Like it's
right.
Yeah, it works.
Tavern foods. You add fries to everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, can I
Everything
get fries?
comes with
Pennsylvania
fries.
thing.
Wow.
Do you want fries with that? No, on that. I think I said on that.
So I thought I was brilliant as a kid when I put my fries on my burger at McDonald's, but
Yeah.
apparently other people did that shit too, so...
So anyway,
Yeah, I can't think of anything else I've watched aside from WandaVision, obviously, but we'll tackle that in a separate episode,
Yeah.
because,
I haven't seen any of it.
I
I haven't seen any of it.
it's pretty good.
You guys will like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just kind of bored by it.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I like.
But there are people that are like,
the first
this
like,
is so boring.
Yeah, the first two episodes, like I kept seeing on Twitter, comic book writers were like going, "What am I supposed to be seeing in this?" And I'm like, "Didn't you help write this series? Like, didn't you help write Wanda and Vision stories? Like, what is your issue?"
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I was in an alternate universe. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, what the hell's
Yeah.
wrong with that?
They don't appreciate that it's paying homage to old, like, 50s and 60s sitcoms.
Yeah.
I guess
it's like that's the point or something.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. That's the entire point of the
Yeah.
show.
Right. Yeah, so, I mean, other than that, Godzilla, but...
Yeah, which we already
Yeah.
we already discussed that.
Right.
But might I
like-
point out that it's almost up to
Yeah,
Hold
what's
on.
it up to now?
I'm gonna pull.
When we recorded
Hold up.
the subplot,
All I know right now
it was at
is
20 million.
all I know right now is
Wait,
it is
what?
the highest viewed trailer that Warner Brothers has ever released.
Oh wow.
And it is currently sitting at 39 million views in 4 days.
Oh wow!
I haven't seen that.
Which actually is higher than the Rise of Skywalker final trailer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, nobody
yeah.
cares about that.
Yeah, nobody
Yeah,
gives a shit.
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
Godzilla
Star
and
Wars is bad.
Kong. Yeah, but like Godzilla and Kong
Not
just
anymore.
beat Star Wars for trailer views, which
Yeah.
is insane to
Yeah.
think about. And also, I had this discussion, just not to go on a full tangent. My prediction is Godzilla vs. Kong could be the only movie to really see theaters this
Yeah.
year, potentially. Because every other
Is
movie
it Warner
has been
Brothers?
pushed back again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they're
so-
releasing it alongside
alongside the HBO
the
Max.
HBO Max.
But they're
stuff, yeah.
planning on putting it in the theaters no matter what. And I'm like thinking about it. And remember how Wonder Woman got like put up for Oscars and shit? If Godzilla and Kong is the only movie to go into theaters this year, could you imagine? They're gonna win Best Visual Effects.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, hands down.
I would honestly just be so thrilled. Shawn's over here bashing his head off a wall. But like, you got to think about it. No Time to Die is being pushed back, and it's gonna be pushed back again. Black Widow is pushed back.
Yeah.
Every major movie that could possibly contend with it is gonna be pushed back till 2022.
Oh yeah,
So literally, this
COVID's still
movie's
messing
like
this
gonna
whole
be
thing
the
up.
only
Yeah.
movie to actually come out this year.
And people thought this was going to be over by 2021.
so
But
you
you know
thought
what?
this was
Good-
going to be over by June of 2020.
Yeah.
Good for it though, because remember how like even I said it, how like I didn't give a shit until the trailer came out, and then I started getting excited again.
Yeah.
Like this is good for this movie because
Yeah.
it would have been completely overlooked if not
Everything
for
else
the
had come out,
pandemic.
yeah.
And that's probably why they put the release date back to what it normally was. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, I'll say this regarding like pop culture and everything that's come with the pandemic. I like this slowdown.
Yeah.
Like I like seeing something big coming like once a month and
well,
less things that
Something
are like
to
a
look
week
forward
apart.
to.
Yeah,
that's what's
Instead
been
of,
great with Mandalorian. I know you're behind on that.
Yeah. But I watched some that was my thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But like that's what was great about that, and what's great about WandaVision now. It's like we have something to do.
I think so. It's a product of challenging what Netflix was doing, right? Netflix would put out a TV series, and then you had this phenomenon that we appropriately named binge watching, right? And like,
Which I hate.
Stranger Things.
yeah, right,
We do it. It's tradition. When Stranger Things releases a new season, we day drink.
yeah,
Starting at like 7 a.m.
Right,
and
right.
watch it for
yeah.
8
You just
hours.
drink all day, you watch
Yeah.
this show all day, and like you talk about previously before this phenomenon, binging was a word that had a negative connotation to it, and now everybody's like, yeah, I binged 3 seasons of The Office over the weekend, and I'm like, did you go outside? But
Did
you know,
see the sun?
yeah. Ooh. Did you take a shower?
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah. But no, anyway, that's what I love. That's what I loved about Game of Thrones when I was watching it. Like I had that weekly thing to look forward to. I'm enjoying Mandalorian now, and I've obviously taken that at a much slower pace. I started watching that more of that after I beat Jedi Fallen Order. And I've just been enjoying that show significantly. I've only gotten to episode 4. So, yeah, that's what I did this week. Games. Other than that, though.
I watch Friends every day.
You like it?
I love. This is my second time through.
Oh, I didn't know that. We've never talked about that.
I'm on. I'm
Mike and I
almost-
are cousins, for those who don't know that.
I'm on season 10, and I think it's gonna be a right back around
Yeah.
kind of thing because I might have an addiction.
I had a friend that used to do that with Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Like they'd watch it every night before they went to bed.
Yep.
And then like they'd fall asleep and they'd just watch an episode or whatever, and then cycle back through it.
It's very odd, like, because I thought I caught episodes before when I was younger, and I was like, this is boring, like, grown-ups.
Yeah. Go back and watch Seinfeld.
Yeah.
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 You see it with the
If I
different
can
lens
ever
than
get
when we were
away from
younger.
Friends, I'll start another
It's a show about
sitcom.
nothing.
Yeah, it really is. Same as
How do we
Friends.
know when it's over?
But yeah, I mean that's all I've been watching. So
Now that's one thing about binge watching is different shows benefit from it all dropping at once,
Yeah.
and then some shows benefit from it being released weekly.
It's true.
At this point, WandaVision being only 30-minute episodes, I think that it could do for at least 2 episodes a week, or like more than one at a time.
That's what was great about week 1 was they
Yeah.
dropped 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But The Mandalorian is enhanced by it being a weekly release. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, obviously, you don't get that experience.
Whenever-
but-
Well, I'm not binging it. I'm not binging it.
Whenever you're caught up and like the next one comes out, like you'll enjoy if you do it.
You have time to process what was happening.
Yeah.
Right. You have
Yeah.
time to talk about it with
Speculate
your
on
friends.
What you think's good.
What
Yeah,
I do,
exactly.
obviously,
That's what made Game of Thrones so good.
Yeah.
obviously I talk to these guys, about WandaVision or whatever, but I sit there and I watch like everybody on YouTube, like talk about it. Like
Plus,
I take it all in.
That's another thing about it is like if you're watching the show with a group of friends, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
When we watch like a finale to a season, like you're experiencing that with everybody, and then you're just like,
Oh, my
Holy
buddies and
shit.
I, we did it every week.
yeah,
We watched every episode together.
oh yeah,
It's like
that's what we were
it's like
doing.
substituting an actual theater experience
Yeah.
Yeah.
for just like, I mean, it's your living room. In some places, your home theater setup is better than going to a movie theater, but
Right.
Matt and Jeff.
yeah. But yeah, that's basically what it is. It's simulating your own theater experience, which is, sometimes things are better watching it with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Endgame.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
true.
Endgame was so good.
Infinity War and Endgame were two of the best.
Endgame, I'll never have another. We've said this before, but
Well, that's
never-
because you'll never have another blockbuster.
You'll never get to see another movie in theaters.
That ship has sailed.
If I know we've said this before, but Endgame was the final blockbuster.
I don't know, guys. AMC's making a comeback.
They are.
Oh my gosh. Stonks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some movie news for you right there.
Yeah, right?
So, obviously, we talk about TV shows, not as much as movies, but wrestling. WWE is, after, I think, 6 years, I think it was 2015 they debuted the network. Maybe 2014. I don't know. Too long. They are shutting it down in the U.S., and it'll be packaged into the Peacock streaming service subscription.
So is that like full on, like just included in Peacock, or is it going to be like an add-on, or
Like the WWE Network app will be no more. It's inside of Peacock.
okay,
Um,
whether or not it's included?
which there's nothing to really be mad about because, the network is $9.99 a month. On all that shit they used to do, but Peacock has an ads version at $4.99.
Yeah.
And then
Get that garbage out of here.
and then at $9.99,
Yep.
which is the same price you're paying, you get
The real price.
the ad free. But obviously, if you're already paying that, there's nothing to be mad about because you have just more stuff to watch.
Yeah.
That is now the official home of The Office. That's where you watch it now. Is on Peacock.
Bastards.
I'm wondering if Peacock approached Vince or if it was the other way
Well,
around.
Peacock is owned by NBC.
Well, yeah.
and Vince has always had a relationship.
Well,
with
I'm just
NBC.
curious because
Ted
obviously
Turner, though.
The Office is the only thing that was even remotely bringing people to Peacock in the first place.
Okay.
Right.
So do you think that they're like, we need something else, i.e. the WWE Network in with
Well, I
it?
think WWE's
Please.
since WWE
floundering
can't
here.
they can't travel and get that revenue from the doors.
Trying to get that sweet ad revenue.
I think this is just a thing of COVID, and Vince has to find a different way to make money because
Of course.
he's not making nearly probably what he was.
It's funny to see him abandon this after pushing it so.
I don't know how
vehemently.
much you guys know.
He got bored.
Yeah.
He got bored.
Vince had this vision back in the 80s. But obviously, it wasn't, streaming wasn't a thing. Internet wasn't a thing. He wanted like a specific channel that was only WWE, stuff. So, I mean, this was like a 30-year thought.
So Vince is the emperor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's playing a long game.
He spent his time on Exegol crafting the WWE Network.
Yeah.
Well, you think so? If he'd been wanting this for so long, you think that he would be the front runner and like the vanguard of the streaming age when it was really Netflix and like Hulu back in like 2009 and 10.
I think why it took so long was the video library is. I forget the amount. There's like 17,000 hours.
It's
on the WWE Network.
Okay.
So like, I think it took several years to just digitize all that footage.
Well, they had TV contracts too. There was so much that they couldn't.
Oh, that's true.
They probably
Well, I
couldn't
mean,
break away from.
that's still in effect. Like when they have a show every Monday or Friday, it's not even on there until like 3 weeks later or something.
Okay.
Because of their contracts with them, with USA and
Probably didn't own
Fox.
streaming rights. That's probably the thing. He probably signed away streaming rights without realizing it or something. In his TV contracts. Who knows?
With his HGH brain.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Steroids.
Steroid.
Oh god,
Steroid brain.
PED.
that's good shit.
That's good shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a very, very apparent. Apparently, he says that a lot. Like when he likes something.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Vince McMahon and his business practices. I mean, I could not like him, but he runs the business well.
I've never like disliked Vince.
Yeah.
He obviously dislikes his own son, but
I don't want to be one of.
He dislikes his employees.
Yeah, exactly.
They aren't employees.
Contractors.
They are
Right, they're not employees.
They're independent contractors.
Yeah.
Which is,
Who aren't allowed to have their own
Who aren't allowed to
individual-
go work anywhere else
Who
unless.
can't have a Twitch stream.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
honestly. But
Anyway,
That's why I'm an AEW fan now.
I was gonna say, does Cody Rhodes run the AEW?
He's part of like a board of people. Yeah.
Okay, because I always see him like
Tony Khan basically owns it.
okay, because I
That's
always
good
see
enough,
him
Mike.
as like the Vince McMahon like front, like he's the face of it, where they kind of like put
Yeah.
him up there.
Yeah. He does a lot of the press stuff.
Yeah.
Tony Khan's the money.
Okay.
I don't know if you are familiar with the Khan family.
Yeah.
They own a football team. I forget whoever's in.
So
I don't know
they put the money up
Florida.
and they tell Cody, you know this stuff.
Well, it's
you
Cody, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, which is their brothers. It's basically those four, and then Jericho was like, "Hey, I like this, so I'm in." Jericho doesn't run anything, but he's their biggest name.
Yeah.
So
another
down to wrestling.
they're like
Another
all
check.
these chairmen,
Yeah, right. It's another
essentially,
check.
right?
yeah, they're I forget they're like executive presidents or something.
okay.
Yeah.
Some title.
That's what I figured he was.
Yeah.
It's like you only see him as like the businessman anymore. Like
Oh, he
anytime
wrestles
you see
every
him.
week.
Yeah,
But yeah.
but like what was it they did? The toys that made us.
Oh
where
yeah.
he was talking about.
Right. I
Like,
forgot he was on.
He
there,
had the
yeah.
suit and everything. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah,
they
no,
went to
he-
interview him at the AEW
Yeah.
studio, and I was like, oh, he's like running the show.
Yeah, no, he wears suits. It's kind of become part of his character, but
He's like the Miz.
yeah, very similar actually.
So AEW's unaffiliated with.
Oh yeah,
The
totally
WWE.
different company.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess I should have realized that, but for some
Yeah.
reason I thought that it was another Raw SmackDown type of thing.
Yeah.
You never really know anymore.
Yep, totally different company. Actual competition, first of its kind since 2001.
WCW.
Wrestling.
All right.
I met you.
I mean, I could go for 3 hours on this.
Did I ever tell you I met the king?
No.
Oh yeah, I met the king.
Oh man.
He's actually a really good artist, by the way.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Like,
He owns a Batmobile.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he was really cool. He was one of the coolest guys I've ever met.
We have
I didn't
a
design
running-
anything for me.
We have a running joke, or we did when we used to watch Raw every week. We used to have like parties. Anytime King would say something, we'd be like, "Shut up, King,"
That's true. That's true. That happens
because he spews some bullshit.
Oh yeah.
all the time. He just says the dumbest things.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy was supposed to go.
But I'm sure he's a
with
cool
us.
guy to actually meet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My buddy was supposed to go with us to Baltimore Comic Con, and he was there because they actually did Raw that Monday following the convention. So
Okay.
he was down there for that. So he set up like a booth,
Yeah.
and I got to meet him, and he really cool guy.
Yeah.
Had him sign a picture and everything. Cool, real cool dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Most of those wrestlers are pretty cool guys.
Yeah, I mean that
I've never really heard like a bad thing about
whenever
any of
we are finally able to go to one.
them.
I mean,
To
that's
Steel City Con.
yeah. I mean that's who I'm gonna probably mostly meet, or the Green Ranger if he comes back.
Yeah, Tommy. As long as he doesn't beat anyone up.
Oh, he can beat me up. He can roundhouse kick me. I'll let him.
He'll sweep the leg.
Well, do we have any other?
I don't
news?
know of anything else.
And nothing that's movie or show related.
Yeah.
Star Wars is once again dead.
Once again, dead?
No, like it's just dead. Like there's nothing new coming
Oh,
out.
all
until,
right,
like,
all right.
Yeah.
Next year.
Mando next season.
We
Mando.
have to wait for the next season of Mando and Boba Fett.
Ah, yes.
Oh yeah, the Book of Boba. Well,
Yeah.
whatever. It's in the ether. The Book of Boba. That's the thing.
You know. You know.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Till Star Wars is back in my life.
Star Wars has video game contracts opened up. I'm excited about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
mentioned
we-
that
we
briefly on
briefly
our
mentioned
last
that,
podcast.
Yeah.
No more exclusivity to EA.
Yeah.
Well, in that one, did we talk about? Because I can't remember if this came after. Ubisoft is doing.
Yeah, that we mentioned.
Was that
it.
part of it? Okay.
Knights of the Old Republic. Is that what they're doing? Well, there's a rumor.
I think
that's
there's
It's
a
an
rumor of
open
that.
world.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
like an open world.
Cool.
thing.
It'll be
It's
like
neat.
Assassin's Creed, probably.
But I don't like those games, but you know,
Game Pass. EA Play.
yeah,
It's life. So
can't
good.
wait. Bring that shit to PC finally.
Eventually. That
Yeah.
was coming soon, but
Yeah.
anyway.
So yeah,
Well, if we don't have anything else to say, I guess we can just hop right into our.
Oh, I've got lots to say. but-
Right, I could say a lot. I could go on about Microsoft for 40 minutes.
We can just hop into our recommendation this week.
should we? Should you tell your story of? Because I don't think Dustin knows it. Your story of slight worriness at my birthday party.
Oh yeah, so I have a couple of recommendations lined up off the bat, just so I'm prepared for whenever it's my turn to recommend. And this was on the list, and it just so happened that I was about to be recommending, and Mike's party was the week prior to that.
Right.
Yeah, and he just started playing all of the clips from the movie.
Ah, yes.
And I was like, "Are
This
you
week's
kidding?"
movie.
I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Yeah.
So I felt like my hand was forced
Right.
at this point. So I recommended Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny, Jack Black and Kyle Gass. It's really just it's almost like Pink Floyd's The Wall, where it's like a movie about
So
their
goofy.
album. But yeah, it's
I've
just
never actually seen that.
The Wall?
Yeah.
I haven't either. I was talking about
I don't like Pink
Tenacious D.
Floyd, so.
Ah.
I can't believe you.
Right.
They
He's
have
a
so
music
many
guy.
good songs.
He's a music guy.
Yeah.
I mean, just The Wall.
I don't like
is-
them.
The Wall is like a good enough album, I think. Just to,
Oh yeah, The Wall is a great
You
album.
just have to experience it at least once the whole way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's not really a concept album. It's just kind of. I mean, obviously, Tenacious D is a parody band.
Just get high and listen to it sometime.
Yeah, that's probably the best advice.
Yeah. Need those brownies.
Let me.
I got you, bro.
So, I mean, I was for one very excited that you picked this. Just
I had never seen it
Really?
in my life. No.
I hadn't either.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. I figured you did.
Well, you guys are movie buffs.
Yeah,
Right,
but
so that's
I've
why it
never like
surprises
watched.
me.
Yeah, and this movie's from what 06?
2006.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had never seen it, so it's like it's been almost 20 years that this movie's
Yeah.
been out, and I have not watched it.
Now
I know like everyone talks about it, but I just never.
Yeah.
It was never readily available for me to watch.
See, I've listened to songs by the band,
yeah.
and I really think that they're great. They're very comical. Tribute is just so good.
They're very talented too.
Yeah, they are.
Like,
They know
they're-
what they're
they're
doing.
Jack Black is a phenomenal singer.
Yeah, it's almost at the same caliber of like Weird Al. Like Weird
Yes.
Al makes good joke like songs, but he's also an extremely talented artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree. I agree that it's up there in that caliber.
So, Jack Black did a song, and I cannot find it for the life of me, but I know it exists. And if I have to go back and finish playing the game to find it, I will.
Mhm.
I've searched YouTube, Google, everything. I know goddamn well that at the end of Peter Jackson's King Kong the video game, after the credits music, it starts playing this song that Jack Black is singing about King Kong. But I cannot find its existence anywhere else. But I know because I recorded it on my MP3 player, which is now gone.
Yeah.
But I know goddamn well that song is on there. But it is like done like in the Tenacious D style.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where is it?
Yeah.
Where is this song?
Huh.
But like watching this triggered that in my mind, and I was like, I know that
Yeah.
exists. And anytime I try to Google it, it does not show up.
Well, I'm gonna find that.
Oh, I'm gonna finish playing that game to find it.
well, I guess I'll just rattle off the synopsis here.
Yeah, I mean,
Two slacker wannabe rockers, in order to become famous, venture on a perilous journey to find the titular pick of destiny, which just so happens to be the tooth of the devil himself.
Satanus.
Yes.
Satanos. That's Latin for Satan.
So we begin the film with Jack Black's character. Essentially, they're just playing themselves.
So
as
this
well.
this says here that Jack Black as himself, but
Okay.
is nicknamed Jables or JB.
Mm.
They don't actually say Jack like in the movie at all.
Actually, Kyle.
Well,
does
yes,
say
Kyle does say it towards the end. But
once. Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't even catch that.
yeah, it was right before the devil.
Yes, but we begin with his, I guess you would say, rebellion to his parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
With a great song, great
Oh my
opening.
God.
It really sets the tone of the movie.
It really does.
Yes. Yeah.
It really does. And it's so great. And the dad is played by Meatloaf,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is even funnier.
Yeah.
So that's one thing about the movie. So there's only like really two like rockers in the
Yeah.
movie, Dio and Meatloaf, and you'd think that with Jack Black to be
That's
able
not
to.
true.
Oh,
That's
is
not
it?
true. No.
That's not true.
That is not true.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't it?
My favorite casting.
Yes.
Think about the end.
Oh, that's
Satan.
Yeah.
Dave
Is,
Grohl.
Yeah,
uh,
Dave
Dave
Grohl.
Grohl
Well,
from
you think that Jack Black would
Foo
be able to
Fighters.
cash in more chips to bring in
Yeah.
at least like
Not at this point.
I guess not.
He
Yeah.
did. He had Tim Robbins playing Whiplash from Iron Man 2.
That was a great character too. But
I mean, in the rock world, it doesn't get much bigger than Dio and,
That's
and
true.
Meatloaf,
Yeah.
though.
And especially at that time.
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
yeah, that was only a couple of years
Before
Dio
he
passed
died.
away.
Yeah.
It was only 4 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2010.
Yep.
Yeah, because I can remember. I remember when he died and we were playing Brutal Legend,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
dude.
like all Willie would listen to was like Dio, the Holy Diver, like on repeat for like a week and a half.
Is Brutal Legend good?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I remember quite a
I
bit.
have it
from
on
that
disc.
game.
You're taking it home.
My backlog's way too big now. I've got so much stuff I want to play.
I love that
Game Pass has ruined my life.
I'm yeah.
But
I guess that is the only 3 people from the rock world,
the music world.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the others were busy.
Yeah. Right. Or there wasn't enough big enough budget for him.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like,
We get Dio.
Jack
for
Black
30
was-
seconds.
Jack Black was big in movies, but like at this time, I mean, this was the coming out party of Tenacious D.
Oh, well.
There was one album before,
This is true.
and they're like, "Oh, this is great." Oh, Jack Black's an actor, so they made the movie, and then I think that kind of made the second album. It's basically the soundtrack for the movie,
Yeah.
but like he really didn't probably have the connections.
Was
at the
School
time.
of Rock before or after this?
Before.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
it was before.
03 or 04.
Yeah, it was when we were pretty young.
Yeah.
I mean, we
I'm
were
gonna
pretty
look it
young
up
when
'cause
this
I don't
movie.
know.
You
Yeah,
and I,
still.
at least, were pretty young when this movie came out.
Yeah.
2003.
Okay.
03, okay, yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's where it was.
I can't
And
believe
he
it's
probably
that
didn't do anything before the or after that movie came out, like at least major.
old. Oh, I'm
After
sure.
Tenacious D.
Yeah, no. Like School of Rock. Then they probably started shooting Tenacious D almost.
No, he was in King Kong.
Okay,
2005.
gotcha.
And I know that took a shit
Yeah.
ton of time.
It probably took
Yeah.
all his time.
Yeah. Probably between 03 and 05, he was just
Yeah.
filming King Kong.
Probably true.
But so JB gets instructed by a prophetic vision from Dio to go seek out Hollywood.
And he'll find the member of his rockin' band.
Yeah.
But-
They'll form a strong alliance.
So I can't believe I don't know how many times I've seen this movie. I didn't realize. I thought it was just he didn't know where to go, so he was going all over the map. I didn't realize everywhere he went was a Hollywood
like
in a
Hollywood,
different
yeah.
state.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny that Hollywood, California isn't the first place that he would go to.
Right.
I guess he
True.
was.
He was
very
young and a
sheltered.
runaway. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and sheltered because he was an overbearing Christian father.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that he probably didn't know where to go, but it's just funny that's
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be pretty young still whenever he makes it to Hollywood and
Yeah.
meets
Yeah.
Kyle, which I think that hit Kyle's appearance at the very beginning, just like his character in this is
That was perfect at the beginning.
yeah, he's just like such a piece of shit. Really.
Yeah, really. Because of the big reveal, but like here's this guy who's like this narcissistic musician who's apparently got all these connections.
Yeah, just like
and-
the worst liar ever
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, where he's like, oh yeah, we jam all the
I
time.
know all the members of Sabbath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then doesn't he start like naming them off? And they're like, not anywhere close.
But I think it was the actual people.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh. Because
Yeah,
he never said Aussie. So he just like said,
Well, he was
said,
meaning
like,
the
all these
Dio
other-
lineup is what he was
Oh,
meaning.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely. I mean, I think that even just those couple songs that they did while they were
oh my god, when they
getting
do
established.
the box song,
Yes.
dude, I love that. Like, because classical music is basically the heavy metal of yesteryear, for lack of a better term. Because like the chords, there's a lot of minor chords, and that's the heavy chords. I think I said that right.
You're right.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know how to write music, but yeah, that's the similarities there. So
Yeah,
That
no,
makes sense.
I thought it was very good. That's probably one of my favorite songs, and then the one that they do in the open mic in his dream, in JD's dream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Master Exploder.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
that might be my favorite one. I'm gonna say that about every
No, wait,
song.
hold on. We gotta back up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do. I
Before we
jumped.
do that, because we have to talk about the ass mark.
That's right.
Well, before that,
That's right.
while we're talking about them on the beach when they meet, we gotta talk about the pizza guy.
Oh yeah, that guy's probably the best character.
I love
agree.
him.
The guy who I thought was Marv from Home Alone.
Yeah,
Like he's such a stand-up guy. Like he's
Yeah.
genuinely like he wants to support
likes
his
them,
rocker friends.
Yeah.
He fucking lends him his
Lends his
car.
car.
He's like, oh,
Yeah.
how's it going,
So
dude?
funny thing about that guy is that after the movie, I immediately thought like the whole plot of that movie was tribute. Like, was the song tribute?
Yeah.
And I watched the music video immediately after, and not only does Dave Grohl reprise his role, but that the pizza guy comes back, but he's security guard for the mall in that music video. Yeah, and he carries them out of the picture booth that they're in, the karaoke booth.
That's funny.
Yeah.
They never really resolve that guy's storyline.
Not at all.
He's just like, hey,
there's so much unresolved in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, we'll talk about let's keep going with the plot, but the restaurant. I was like, why is this happening? So they get caught up in the ass marks, right? Like
that, like whenever he says to him, he's like Tenok. And he's like, what? He's like, that's what we're gonna call our band. And he like pulls his pants down to reveal he's got like Tenok written across his ass, and he goes, and Kyle goes, I have ass mark too. And then like he pulls down his pants.
I have ass mark too.
And then the pizza guy is the best part about that.
Yeah, because
he's like, guys.
Yeah. He's like, look. And they put their asses together. It's a Tenacious D.
Oh my, that's absolutely hilarious. That was good.
There are a couple. Like, you guys watched it with me, and like there were a couple of moments where I was just laughing absolutely hysterically.
Oh, I get it. I watched it with Mike as well. He came over and we watched it together.
There was that one, and then when they do Master Exploder, which comes next, like it was just the way that it was shot and the way it was acted was when they do Master Exploder and Jack Black does like the real high pitched screaming, like points at the guy and his head just blows up.
Yeah,
I just like I laugh every time I think about that.
The best thing about that I noticed in one of these watchthroughs was how 80s technology it was. It reminded me of like, what's that Arnold movie we watched?
Oh, Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yeah, it looked like something that Rob Bottin had like designed.
Yeah. But I was like, that's great.
Yeah, just like a cavern in the back of the guy's head.
And then you saw like the animatronic eyes like roll back like into his head after his head exploded.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, sorry.
I think it's kind of funny how convenient it is that they just stumble upon the pick of destiny too.
Oh,
it's like, what do these guys have that we don't have? And it's like, Kyle's like, oh, they're all using the same guitar pick.
I think it was Jack that saw it because wasn't it around the time where Kyle was packing up or something?
It was after he had
that?
given JB the guitar that he bought using his rent money from his mom.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it was Jack Black that was looking at the
Yeah, Jack Black was like, what do they have that we don't have? And Kyle was like, well,
does he come over?
Yeah. And he's like, because he's the guitarist, so he's like, oh, they're all using the same guitar pick.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, let's find out. And then obviously, just like Ben Stiller so happens to have
looking extremely. I said this when I watched it with Dustin, but he looks exactly like Claudio from.
He does.
Coheed
from
and Cambria.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know him or not, but
I wonder if that was their intention.
He was.
They would have been very new at that time, so I don't know. Were they even out at that time? When was their first album?
Yeah, they were probably established at that point.
Oh yeah,
like
it was 06.
Yeah. Welcome Home was probably had probably been a popular single by that point.
Yeah, it's relevant, but
2004.
Yeah. But yeah, Ben Stiller.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his explanation of what the pick is and where to find it and everything is just, it's such a goofy like lore element to the story.
And he has like a lighter, like
that's my favorite part.
Tell the story.
And Kyle's like, there's a light switch right here.
Yeah, and he's like, you're just.
I like how the film does these weird animations, though.
Yeah,
like because
the transition stuff.
The transitions are supposed to be like tarot cards, kind of.
Yeah.
And then, like, whenever they're explaining the story of the Pick of Destiny, it's all in this like animated thing. I was like, oh, that's a nice little like reprieve from all of the live action stuff. I don't know, it's just unique. Yeah. And then. We'll get to it further down the line, but Jack Black's acid trip in the woods.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Also, another scene where I'm like, Why?
Oh, I laughed my ass off during this.
Oh,
So
that's great. I used to kind of hate that scene, but now I'm like, this is really funny.
So they set out on the journey to find the Pick of Destiny. And that Master Exploder song happens while JD falls asleep in the vehicle.
Before we continue, at some point they found out that Angus Young was the last one to have it.
That's right. And his guitar
Was in
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with the pick attached to it.
Yeah.
So that's why they're setting out to the journey,
Right.
or on the journey. So Master Exploder happens in the car while JD's sleeping, and Kyle decides that they're going to stop and get something to eat. And I hated this scene so much. I hated this scene so much.
Explain, because I don't know.
Okay. So they get in there and they sit down to eat and whatever, and these really young girls start flirting with Kyle from across the room for reasons I don't understand. I think that something is going to happen here that's going to be like a joke, or like, oh, we're going to be set up in a funny situation and they're going to get embarrassed and they're going to get laughed out of the room or something, which, ends up happening. Right, but not for the reasons that I thought. Like, I thought the whole thing was intentionally to set these guys up.
Man, I didn't think about that, honestly.
So I think what was happening is, how young kids, when they're in a restaurant or whatever, they'll be like, or anywhere, they'll be like, I bet you won't go talk to this person, or how they mess around with their friends. I think that's what was happening.
Right.
I think the one girl
went too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that
Kyle...
transitioned into him actually going over and saying, "Hey, yeah, we're in a band
and we're getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame."
Right.
Yeah.
So then they're like, I think it then evolves to oh, well, we should have these guys come to the party.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the initial thing. It just progressed.
It is bizarre though.
It
is
a
weird.
Weird scene.
Yeah.
And then the other side that's happening,
and we see Amy
in
Poehler
tandem
in there.
is
with
JD.
the black eye.
Yeah.
JD is starting to have this conversation with I forgot. I don't know his name. Does he have a name?
I don't think he was given a name. Just some homeless guy. With
Yeah,
a broken
homeless guy.
leg.
Oh yeah, Whiplash.
Yeah, Whiplash from
Whiplash.
Iron Man.
From Iron Man too.
Yeah.
Because
So
he looks and sounds exactly like him.
yeah,
He has
Mickey Rourke.
the teeth, the gray scraggly hair, and the Russian accent. Too.
Yep.
So I was
Yeah.
like, did he base his character off of this?
yeah. Mickey Rourke from Iron Man is hanging out in the restaurant and just walks up to JD and says, "I know you're after the Pick of Destiny."
Yeah, I saw the guitars in your car.
Yeah, I know you're after the pick.
Just somehow he just
Yeah.
assumed that and guessed right.
Yep. So, but JD is like, no, we're not, and goes to the bathroom to try to get away from this guy. And this guy just invades his shit.
Literally.
And it's like, I know how to get it, and I'll tell you. So he gives him the whole plan on how to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And literally all it is there are two.
There's an air vent
There
on
are
the
two
top
air
of the
vents.
building.
Go down the right one on the left.
Yeah, you have to get there on your own, though.
Yeah,
I can't even find that guy. What's the actor's name?
Tim Robbins, not Tony Robbins.
Not Tony.
But yeah, that scene is just full of contrivances.
Yes.
The only reason that Kyle goes with the girls is so that there could be a falling out between the
Right.
two of them.
Yeah.
Right,
So
they
that
needed
they
to
can,
create tension between the two main
so they
characters.
can reconcile
Yeah.
Yeah.
during.
He's just credited as the stranger. So.
Yeah.
Seems
Oh,
about right.
okay, so he didn't have a name.
No.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that leads into a very embarrassing scene with Kyle singing only the backup vocals
Yeah.
to their song,
Yeah.
and then he just gets booed.
But not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like he's only good if Jack's there.
Yeah. And then so he gets booed off from the college campus, and he's walking away, and some kid throws a can at the back of his head.
Yeah.
He has a flashback to when he was a kid where he was bald ever
Oh,
since he was
yeah.
a child.
I forgot about that scene. I forgot it. I loved that
I'm
scene.
I'm so glad kids are not bald.
Yeah, that's an ugly child.
It was.
But
Poor guy.
and then we get Jack Black's acid trip in the woods,
Oh
which,
God.
to be perfectly honest, is my least favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's probably my second because I hated that restaurant scene so much.
It makes sense. I mean, there are funny parts in it, but yeah, I'm just like, I do not care.
It just feels weird.
Even like the song, like Little Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And it's just like the one bit that's really funny is whenever he's like pretending to be in the inner tube, he's like, "Hey,
He gets out the river."
Smash cuts to him drowning in a river.
Oh yeah. He's like going. That was the one that I laughed.
Yeah,
hysterically
that
at.
part.
He's going down White River
That's
Rapids,
true.
and he's just like,
That's true. I did really laugh at that part. I like the cutaways back to what's really happening.
Yeah.
I loved when he was in the tree and he was just flapping his arms.
yeah, he's just going like this.
Yeah.
And then John C. Reilly plays Bigfoot.
Yep.
I can't-
He told me that.
I can't believe you guys picked up on that.
No, I picked up on
Yeah.
it. And then he's like, "There's no way." And then he had to like Google it. He's like, "Okay, yeah, that is
Yeah.
him." I heard
I
the
couldn't
voice
believe it.
because all I could hear was the him going, "Hi, JB," and I'm like, "That's John C. Reilly."
Oh man, what a legend!
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
what a
hilarious.
bizarre role for him.
He'll do anything.
He will. And he'll make you laugh.
Yes, he will.
Until you piss yourself.
And then JB conveniently falls off a cliff.
Yes.
He's right there. like,
Onto the rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I think he's like 2 miles away.
1
or
mile.
something. 1 mile.
1 mile. Yeah, because he falls down onto the road, like looks up, and there's a sign that says "Rock and Roll."
Like,
Hall of
right
Fame,
there.
1 mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the movie isn't without its contrivances, but
Yeah.
it's just
It's still great.
a silly comedy. But yeah, so Jack Black breaks into the Hall of Fame first, and he's like, "I don't need Kyle, he never was there for me." And then he gets a call on the radio, and he's like, "What do you want, traitor?" And he's like, "I'm in the vent," and he just crawls up next to him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
And then that's the reconciliation.
Yeah, that's it. That's the extent. It's like, oh yeah, let's get the pick.
Yeah.
And then the air vent just
It just
collapses.
falls.
Yep. And then the security guards who are just getting stoned.
Which
Like, why
We-
not? I guess.
we kind of thought, or well, I guess more so him, but then I was like, yeah, it looks like him. We kind of thought that the one was, what's his
The Man in Black from
Yeah.
Westworld.
Oh,
So
we
you
thought
find
it was
his
him
side- his
because he looks like
profile.
him.
Oh.
His profile from the side, when they first show him, you just see that brief. You get that brief glance of
Yeah.
him,
that'd be
and I'm like,
crazy.
"That's the guy. That's the Man in Black."
Yeah, who was it? It was that dude and then Fred Armisen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not, like they're so inept, like
Yep.
neither of them have ever fired a gun before.
Yep.
So like the dude who looked like Ed Harris comes around the corner, he like shoots one round into the floor, like as he's like pulling his gun out to like shoot at him.
And I loved that was Fred Armisen. I loved it so much.
And then at the end of it, it was hilarious because he's like, "Dude, that was awesome! I've never shot a gun before." And
Yep.
they're like going on and on.
So while they're in there, after the vent collapses, they get the attention of the security guards. The one comes in, looks right at them, but they're pretending to be statues.
Yeah, they're
It's
like just sitting there like with the
Yeah.
guitars.
Yeah.
It's like you've never been in this room before. Like you've never.
They've probably never ventured out of the security room.
that's very true. That's funny.
They don't seem like very music enthusiasts.
Yeah. But so yeah, they end up getting through the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they get to the room where they find the Pick of Destiny in the Stairway to Heaven. Or wait, I don't think that's what it was
Gateway
called.
to Heaven, I
Gateway?
think. Yeah.
No, wasn't it like Stairway to Guitar Heaven or something like that?
Yeah, I thought
It was some
something
play
like
on.
that.
It was a
words.
play on the
Because they
Stairway
couldn't-
to Heaven.
Because they couldn't use Stairway to
Yeah.
Heaven.
Yeah,
Probably
they-
for licensing.
Guitar Way to Heaven, something like
Maybe.
that.
I thought that's what yeah.
Something like that.
Because Heaven was actually in there.
Yeah.
But they get up there, and for some reason, they immediately think about the lasers. Was that foreshadowed with the stranger?
Yeah, the stranger mentions the
Yeah, the
lasers.
laser
That's
cut
how
his
he
leg
lost
off.
his leg.
Okay.
That's how he lost his leg.
Okay.
Um,
So-
God, that scene. I forgot all about that.
So I remember you laughing really hard when they're back at the apartment towards the beginning, and Kyle Gass is like, "Oops, hey, you gotta do one cock push-up."
Oh,
a day."
yeah. One cock push up to be in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
One cock push up a day, and then he was also teaching him the power slide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But when he's talking to JB, he's like use the cock, like he's like yelling it to him.
Yeah. So
Press
JB's
the
like,
button to turn off the lasers because he's like, he's one cock away from pushing the button.
And he can't move because like where he's at, there's a laser like this way.
Yep.
And the laser or something. What?
it honestly looks like he could just go like this anyway.
Yeah.
but
but he
I
like apparently couldn't.
I don't remember how they were able to see the lasers. I don't remember.
They
how
just
made
show
them
up.
visible.
Yeah, they're just like there.
they're not there, and then they're like there.
And he's like, wait, lasers, and then they just kind of
They
show up.
appear.
Yeah.
Like the stranger could have just thought, "Oh, there might be lasers here," and then they would have showed up.
It makes me wonder if like he just like started walking towards the guitar and just went
Yeah.
just drops.
Yeah, but he probably would have died if that happened.
Yeah.
Just falling
He
through
said he had the
rest of
pick in his hand.
Yeah.
He said he had the
Oh,
pick in his hand.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so JB deactivates the lasers with his cock.
With-
But, like, why is there a laser deactivation button?
That's just right next to where the lasers
cock
are.
level.
Yeah, at cock level. Let's not forget that.
Jack Black's faces during that was great.
But he deactivates the lasers, and then Cage has to put JB on his shoulders.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that he can reach the pick,
Which
and
is
then
crazy.
as a result of him being
Which
on
why
his
you
shoulders
couldn't just grab the guitar and take
and lift
it
it
off
up, right?
It's a good
But
point.
I feel like this whole movie is just full of plot holes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's a stupid comedy that's making
Yeah.
fun of itself.
Yeah.
So he stands on his shoulders and subsequently gets the pick and falls down and knocks down all the guitars and all
And
of the amps.
amps.
Yeah.
The amps, which creates electricity because clearly they would be plugged in.
And then what? They ride down the stairway on
Yep.
one of the amps.
Yeah, just to get out faster. Yet there's no reason.
Yeah, the security guards weren't even there at that point.
Well, the alarm started going off.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so they panicked and jumped
Yeah.
on it to ride down.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, the 20 steps.
I mean, why not?
And they power slide to victory.
And
Yeah.
escape.
The momentum for the power slides here.
And then they get outside,
Oh, yeah.
and the stranger's waiting for them, and he says, "You're gonna give me the pick."
And
He's
they're
got
like,
a knife.
He's
Yeah,
he's got a knife.
yeah, he's standing like from us to the computer away with a knife, and
Yep.
they're like, "No," and he's like, "Get over here so I can stab you and take the
And
pick."
take
And
the
they're like,
pick.
"No," and then they just like run away.
Yeah. And then the cops show up and arrest him for breaking
Yeah,
in.
He's
yeah,
like,
Catch me if you can.
yeah. Catch me if you can. He starts like limping away,
Oh,
and they just
my.
walk over,
They
and
just-
just like grab
I was
him.
like, yeah.
Ah, damn it.
Damn it!
Yep. So then they head back. Oh, that's right. So they're heading back
Oh,
to they're heading back to Hollywood to perform the greatest song in the world. And a police officer goes to pull them over because their headlight is out.
Their tail light.
Because JB threw a rock.
Threw a rock at it, yeah.
Which is, thinking about it, he's kind of a prick for doing that because he's borrowing the car in the first place.
Right.
He
Yeah.
smashes the tail light out.
Yeah.
Because Cage abandoned him. But
Yeah.
they get pulled over because of the broken tail
And
light.
then they speed off.
Yeah, and then JB's just like, calm down. They have nothing on us.
Which they Kyle thought that they knew that they stole the pick.
Yeah, as soon as the cop gets out, he's just like, and just tears off.
This goes into a great chase sequence.
Oh. But one of my favorite parts happens here. As they're being chased, there's a helicopter, just like every other car chase scene. And it's on TV, and the pizza guy sees it. And he calls them because he has a phone in his car.
Yeah.
He's like, so how's it going, guys? And they're just like, oh, great, yeah. And you can literally hear the same sounds as what's happening on TV.
Yeah, because he mutes the TV. But
Yeah.
like, every time something happens on the TV, he can like hear it.
Hear it
Like,
through the
they
phone.
hit like a mailbox, and you hear like the tongue going through the phone.
Oh my, that was such a good chase scene. And then at the end of it,
Oh, I love it. They stop, they ramp, because it's a callback to the video game that Kyle Gass was playing. Because you got to go through these 2 cop cars and ramp for this game or whatever. And he does that because he's like, I know how to win this, even though he can't do it in the game. But so they ramp and then crash because every car would actually do that if you ramped it.
Yep.
And they just happen to like roll and stop at a manhole cover.
And then the car catches
And
on
then the
fire.
car-
Oh yeah.
But they squeak into the manhole just before the cops get over to the car.
Yeah, so the
Right.
cops think that they're in there dying. So.
right, but then when the car isn't on fire anymore, then there's no bodies. You'd think that maybe they'd probably look for those guys again, perhaps, but
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. They might not know what they look like unless
That's
they
fair.
have like the.
My
the
question
helicopter
is,
view.
how'd they open the manhole cover? By the
With
they
way?
just
brute
lifted
strength.
it up,
I was
right?
gonna
Yeah.
say, like, holy fuck,
Those
Like
things
every
are
other
heavy.
movie.
they are heavy.
Yeah,
they
every
were-
other-
well, the
every
Ninja
other
Turtles
movie does
just
this,
chuck
though,
them at
too.
people's heads willy nilly.
Yeah. I mean, the turtles open them.
But
Yeah.
that's one
They
of our
Throw them at people's
loose-
heads.
Yeah.
loose threads is they never resolve the pizza guy's
Car, yeah.
car issue.
Yep, we never see that guy again.
No, that was the end of his storyline.
Yep, we didn't need to know.
Just the butt of some joke.
Yep.
Poor guy. He was the nicest guy in the movie.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then they get back to, they travel in the sewer all the way to the club that they're going to play open mic at.
Yeah, literally right outside
right
the club.
outside of it.
I
Like
think
they
this
know how
is
to
it.
navigate the sewer system from wherever they were, because it wasn't specified where they even
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
Like when they got pulled over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Just some random.
So go ahead.
Yeah, so they get outside and they're like, oh, they start fighting over the pick because, obviously they would.
Yeah, yeah. They both of them want to play the song with the pick, even though JD doesn't do that much playing in
Yeah, he
any of
doesn't-
their songs.
Yeah, he's the lead vocalist. You'd think that he would just
Yeah.
let Kyle have the pick.
He's more just rhythm guitar. He's not lead guitar.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they split the pick and they're like, oh no! And
Yep.
is it the manager that's like,
All left on.
yeah, is he like, no, the music's in your heart or whatever? Is that, does
Yeah, he
give him
tries to get them. He gets them to just go in, and then he picks it up, and or how did that?
He picked it up and he put it. Did he put it back
Yeah,
together?
he put the
Yeah,
pick back together.
and then he
then
transformed into Satan
Yeah,
and he put it back in his mouth.
and
and then that's the
and then-
beginning of my favorite song.
and they come back out looking for it. They're like, "Oh, it broke into 2. You use half. I use half." Even though the power, I think, was lost. I don't think it had power anymore.
Who knows? But,
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
It had enough power for Satan to transform into Satan.
Well, that's because he put it back together.
And then,
And then he
like
put
they
it back.
could have just done.
So the one thing that always gets me is like the legend is like you will stay in hell until you are complete again.
Yeah.
But clearly he was walking around the earth as this just like SoCal manager of this bar club or whatever.
Yep.
That's true.
Unless the guy just picked up
Unless
the
the guy
piece
just picked it up.
and then the devil just like went into that guy. But it doesn't really matter.
No, I think he'd have to be the devil because
But he just wasn't his full form.
right.
It was just like only his spirit could.
He didn't
feel
have his
like-
powers until he
Yeah.
picked up the pick. So
Yeah. And then had the rock off with the devil.
yeah,
Rock off with the devil.
I love
Great song.
the devil's part, and the fact that he's playing drums, like that was Dave Grohl, obviously, and for the people that don't know, he was the drummer of Nirvana.
So one part of the Beelzebub that I think is funny, he's like, "There's never been a rock off I ever lost, but I mean, obviously he lost to Johnny with the fiddle. I guess it's not a rock off, but
yeah,
still lost.
Yeah,
and he also lost in the legend.
That's true. He lost in the
He lost in the legend.
but was that a rock off?
I saw this funny meme where it's like, oh man, I lost my golden violin to some kid in Georgia, and it's like, yeah, but couldn't you just say that you won yourself? He's like, okay, listen, it happened really fast. But yeah, so they're battling the devil, and he's like, nope, I win. And then, taste my lightning, fucker. And he goes to shoot Cage with his lightning. But JB reflects it with the guitar that Cage bought him earlier in the movie.
Reflects it with love.
Yes. And blows the devil's horn off.
Yeah.
His right horn off his head. And they speak the incantation and send him back to hell.
Yep.
And that's the end of the
And
movie.
then they make
it into
the bong of destiny.
Yeah, a bong of destiny.
You think that gave them special abilities too?
No.
No?
I don't know. Tenacious D became a band, you know?
Yeah.
That's their origin story.
Yeah, that's how they became famous.
Yeah.
So, yes, it worked.
Yeah, so a nice little quaint comedy.
Because when they hit the bong of destiny, green smoke comes out. So, yeah,
could have given them the powers.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yep.
Probably be more powerful than the pick.
More powerful. They're inhaling the devil's essence,
yeah.
instead of just wielding
That's
it.
True.
So
you can shoot lightning out of their cocks.
2 cock push-ups a day.
But yeah, that's
what a movie.
Yeah,
that was a movie.
It was indeed a movie.
I'm glad I've seen it. I'm better off for having seen it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still like a mid-early 2000s comedy, so it's not like full of the gross out shit that a lot of those comedies are, but it's it falls prey to some of.
There's not a lot of jokes that didn't age well.
Yeah,
I can't even think of one.
Yeah, it
really.
didn't. It's not like it's dated, really.
Yeah,
like I think it's
not
still
scary movie.
Car phone.
Yeah, the card phone. Yeah, is a dated,
well, yeah.
But
I'm just meaning like tasteless jokes.
I would argue that even at that point, though, car phones were dated.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they definitely
like.
were dated.
When did the iPhone come out? 2009.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we had plenty of cell phones before then.
Yeah, car phones were dated. Car phones, like, you watch The Fugitive with Harrison Ford, and you see the car phone, and you're like, okay, but that's the 90s.
Yeah,
so,
but none of the jokes are really dated.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Because a lot of those old comedies from the 90s and early 2000s, it's like,
you really didn't need to do that.
Didn't age well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meatloaf and Dio's presence aged the movie.
Oh, now I hate it.
Yes.
But yeah, I guess I'll just throw in a rating for it.
Right. Yeah.
It's pretty good. It is, a thoughtless comedy. So I think I'll just give it like a 7.5 out of 10. It's nothing spectacular, but it's always a fun watch to go back. And the music, like, I don't think there's a bad song in the movie.
No, I don't think so either.
Except with like maybe the Sasquatch song. But
that was weird.
Yeah, if I had to pick a worse one, that would be
like, other than that, like everything is, all the music's great.
Yeah, I agree.
All drums played by Dave Grohl as well, in all the songs.
Nice.
Huh, that's cool.
I would probably second Shawn's rating.
7.5?
7.5.
I was think 7, but yeah, same reasons, right? Like, funny movie. I enjoyed it. There were times where I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
Satanos is Latin for Satan. Still has me. I said it today at work. I said it to somebody. We're talking about, so for perspective, we're going to transition our company, like what we're doing. We're going to become our own entity, and we're in the process of doing that. And we were talking about a name for the company, and they said something is Latin for something else, and I was like, oh yeah, Satanos is Latin for Satan. I learned that over the weekend.
It probably actually isn't.
It is. It looked
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious, isn't it, though?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, it's
because I would thought Lucifer. Like, that's where they thought, like...
Yeah.
But,
I didn't think it was real.
No, it is.
So I'm gonna be a little bit more biased just because how much I love music. I'm gonna go a half a point up and go 8.
Okay. Yeah, we're all relatively the same anyway, though. You know,
I thought about going higher, but just the fact of
if you
what
do
the movie is.
If you do a group rating and you add them all up and then do an average, it's a 7.5 across the board.
That's true.
My numbers.
I'm glad that you forced my hand, Mike.
Yes.
To pull the trigger on this one.
I was. Yes. I was. So
What
happy.
an interesting convenience that happened there.
Yes, it was funny. Yeah.
Very good.
All right. There we have it. So we have another recommendation coming our way.
Yeah.
And,
this could be received with a yay or a eh. I'm gonna go Kong Skull Island.
Yay!
Because
I actually knew this one was coming though. But I was still excited.
Unfortunately.
Actually, you know what happened? Between when we recorded earlier in the week to now, I forgot. And then I just remembered when you were like, and my recommendation, I was like, I remember what it is.
Yeah, I've yet to see this movie, so.
All right. That's
perfect timing.
Right.
HBO Max for you. So
he has it on DVD.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's never seen it and he has it on DVD.
I have it on Blu-ray.
That's the story of Mike's life.
Right.
Just in case anyway.
Well, it's also on HBO Max for our listeners, so that it's available for them if they
watch
do
it
not own
there, and then listen to us talk about it.
And if you can't afford HBO Max, well then quit listening now.
We don't want you here anyway.
Just buy some AMC stock and it'll be fine.
Cash it in. Get a free year of HBO Max.
What about that GameStop?
That's a whole other thing.
GameStop.
Alrighty, everybody. Thank you for watching or listening. I hope you enjoyed our talk about Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny and our earlier movie news. If you don't want to be spoiled for Kong Skull Island, make sure to watch it before next episode, and we will catch you all later. Bye-bye.